Hi, ladies. Hello, hello. Apologies for today. Our calls are always at 7, always. Some of you, I know there was a mistake on the group. I've gone through and fixed it. I'm sorry if you showed up at 6 o'clock and I wasn't here. Our calls are always, always, always at 7. You'll find that in the emails, I tell you, see you at 7. You get the reminder in the group at 6:30. So it's never any other time. And if I do change it, I'm going to announce it big time. I'll say it in the class the day before. I'll put a big post on the group or something. So I apologize for that. Every class is at 7 p.m., ladies. Hello, hello. Hi, Sanat. Hi, Noher. Hi, Shadeen. Hi, Sally. Okay. One more minute. Hiba's here. Hi, Hiba. One second. I just need to remind my family to all be quiet. They make fun of me. They tell me, Mom, when is your show on? Is your show on now? Are you starting your show? It's fun. Everybody, even my husband tells everybody, oh, my wife's got her show at 7 o'clock today. All right, 7 p.m. Let the show start. Welcome, ladies. Tomorrow is the big day. Tomorrow is your first day of your detox, and there can still be worry. There can still be panic. There can still be all the things. Maybe you're scrambling to get all your things ready tonight. That's all okay, as long as you are doing something, right? You're not letting the fear or the overwhelm or the lack of organization keep you stuck. As long, even if you're scrambling until midnight today to get it ready, that's good. There's a learning curve to everything. There's time where you have to go through the process of where you get into the rhythm of it, right? Because it's a new rhythm of being in the kitchen. It's a new thing you have to do. It's a new schedule. So there is a learning curve to just the scheduling of your day for this, to get into a new way of thinking when you wake up in the morning, that I'm not going to go have coffee. I'm going to wake up and have my smoothie. And this is where the action overrides the critter brain. So tomorrow is going to be one of the days potentially, because tomorrow is the first day of having to wake up and do the different thing. So tomorrow, you might have been experimenting a little bit in the past week, but tomorrow is actually the day, whether you've experimented a little or not at all, tomorrow you're going to wake up and your knee-jerk, your instinctual thing is going to be, if coffee is the first thing that you have, right, is to go make your coffee. Go turn the coffee maker on. Go boil the water to make whatever it is you're going to have. Go, like, it's just because those habits are so deeply ingrained in you. And basically what habits are just really strong neural pathways, right? You've just done it over and over and over so many times that you don't even think about it. And what you're going to be doing tomorrow is breaking those neural pathways, breaking those habits, and creating new neural pathways with your new habits. So it's always it's always like that little struggle right at the beginning, where you want to do the thing you're used to, but you know you have to go do the new thing in order to break the old habit and start to establish the new habit. So don't feel like, again, we always confuse this with lack of willpower. It's not. You're literally undoing years and years and years and years, potentially, of doing something in a certain way. And now you're just going to do it differently. So it's not that you're weak. It's not that you are going to fail. It's not any of the things you might be telling yourself right now, when and if you wake up tomorrow and find that it's, oh, okay, I'm going to go and do this instead of my usual. Totally normal, totally expected. Before I get into the detox withdrawal symptoms that we're going to get into today, a couple things have come up on the group, and I just want to address them for everybody. The timing of when you eat is super important. I give you the basic hours. Breakfast is between, 6 and 8. Some people wake up at 5, between 5 and 8. Lunch is around 12 and 2. Your last meal between 5 and 7, maybe 6 to 8. This is because we're following the body's natural circadian rhythm. Your body has a natural sleep-wake cycle. That's what your circadian rhythm is. We constantly try to push the body out of this cycle, and we try to override it, and we try to do things to the body that are not natural to the body. And that's one of the reasons we see imbalance, is because you're trying to stay up too late and eat too late instead of sleep and let your body regenerate. Or you sleep in the morning when you should be waking up, working out, and slowly getting your body out of its slumber and feeding the body the nutrients that it needs. Or what are people doing now to compensate for all of that, instead of falling back into your natural sleep and wake rhythms, what are people doing? Intermittent fasting. So people decide that, right, instead of waking up and eating in order to lose weight, I'm going to push breakfast until 12 or 1. But I give my body longer without food so it can burn fat so I can lose weight. But intermittent fasting is a very artificial, very forced way to not have to do the harder work, which is to get your body back into its natural rhythm. And what is the natural rhythm? Sleeping by 10 p.m., waking up between 5 and 7 a.m. Those hours between 10 p.m. and let's say 7 a.m. are crucial for your body to heal and regenerate and recuperate. You are asleep. You're not eating at that time. You're not moving at that time. You're not working. You're not stressing. You're not doing anything. That's the time that your body, and specifically your liver, takes advantage of this time, needs this time to regenerate and to heal and to recuperate. If you are having dinner close to the time that you're sleeping, or if you're eating at 9 and 10 p.m., the liver can't do that. It's going to digest. It's going to prioritize digestion because you've just eaten something. So it has to digest. And then by the time it digests, takes 3 or 4 hours, that's it. The recuperation period has gotten a lot less, and it's not able to do what it needs to do. So it's sort of a backlog that then carries with you to the next day. And instead of clearing during the night, the liver wakes up with the backed up backlog from the day before. So the reason intermittent fasting seems to work or feels like it works is not because you're not eating first thing in the morning. It's because this liver has been trying to regenerate during the night, all right? It probably hasn't if you're somebody who's doing intermittent fasting, and then you wake up in the morning and you don't eat. So it kind of gives the liver breathing room. So instead of somebody waking up and eating something at 7 or 8, having breakfast, it allows the liver time to do a little bit, like it scrambles a bit to help you a bit. So that feels good to you. That gives you more energy. The less your liver has to work, the more energy that you have while you're awake. The other reason intermittent fasting seems to work is because what do most people have for breakfast? The majority of people are eating one of two combinations. Either they're having a wheat and dairy combination, most people. So they're having bread with cheese, or they're having yogurt, or they're having oatmeal with milk, or even oatmeal with almond milk, or they're having cereal with milk, or they're having a high-fat breakfast. So they're having eggs, avocado, cheese. And what did we say the liver hates first thing in the morning? High fats, high protein grains. So when you simply just remove that meal, the liver is very happy. Not because you're not eating, but because there isn't this sudden overload that it gets in the morning. So the problem is not eating first thing in the morning. The problem is, what are you eating first thing in the morning? Are you right away plunging your liver into this, doom and gloom of having to deal and process heavy fats? And maybe if you make the eggs with butter and you make it with cheese, or is it heavy grains and cereals and dairy and bread and coffee? Of course, everybody's having coffee in the morning. Or you're just removing all of that burden, and the liver can just start to function and ease you into the rest of your day without having to process heavily first thing in the morning. So when you follow the body's natural sleep and wake rhythm, you automatically do fasting, because we know fasting is good for the body, but we want the body to fast when you don't need energy. We don't want you to fast when you're trying to function, when your organs need fuel, food, in order to function. So if the natural sleep time is 10 p.m., we know that you should be eating 3 or 4 hours before you sleep. So your last meal would be between 6 and 7 p.m., let's say. So if your last meal is between 6 and 7 p.m., you sleep at 10 p.m., and you wake up anytime between 5 and 7 and have your first meal, that's automatically, without having to push or force your body to do something unnatural, that's already between a 12 and 14-hour fast. Already, just following your body's natural rhythms. And that's what we want to do. We want to get in tune with our body. We want to live with the rhythm that has naturally been created for our body. That's the healthiest way to be. The other thing that's come up, I'm seeing a slight fear of fruit. So I don't want to have 2 bananas. Are you sure I can snack on all these fruits? We need to get rid of this fruit fear once and for all, right? Fruits are not at the root of why you have any of the symptoms or conditions that any of you have. Fruit does not cause weight gain. Fruit does not cause insulin resistance. It doesn't cause anything. Fruits are just healing, period. Nobody who is here, or if you're watching the replay, nobody in this program has PCOS or endometriosis or weight gain or insomnia or fibroids or migraines. You don't have any of those things because you overate fruits. You have them because of inflammation created from the inflammatory foods and because you didn't eat enough healing fruits and vegetables. So let's just get that out there. Let go of the fruit fear. God is the one who created fruits. They've been around for centuries, right? Centuries before bread came along, before cheese came along, before anything of the modern foods came along, we had fruits and vegetables and animal protein, right? Those are the things that we know our body can process. Can it process some things a little bit better than others? Can some of you, and when I remember yesterday I talked about a blueprint, when you're looking and creating your blueprint within the framework of healthy food, we're talking about fruits, vegetables, as clean as possible, animal protein, meat, seeds, and nuts. That's basically it when we're talking about healing natural foods. Will some of you be able to process a little bit more animal protein than others? Further on down the line? Yes. Will some of you do much better never having animal protein again? Yes, even if it is a natural food that comes from a farm. Not everybody has the same composition. Not everybody's coming into this with the same eating history or the same genetics. So keep your mind open to this. Fruits are not the problem. Vegetables are not the problem. Animal protein is kind of problematic, and only because we've been over consuming it, and we've been over consuming it along with other industrialized foods, and only because it has become so industrialized that it's created many problems for us along the years. All right. Now, what is going to happen when you start to detox tomorrow? The detox withdrawal symptoms. I don't want you to worry about any of these. Some of you are going to have more mild symptoms. Some of you are going to have some of the more extreme symptoms. There is literally no way to predict who will have what. We will discover it together starting tomorrow. Typically, the first day is not the day when anybody has major detox symptoms. The first day is still very early on. They will usually start to appear Friday and Saturday, and that's why I give you the weekend, so that if you feel the fatigue, the most common ones are the fatigue, the headaches, the dizziness, the body aches, needing to sleep a lot more. Those are the ones that probably everybody will feel to varying degrees. And so when and if you feel them, you need to just go with your body. They're not a sign, and there's other ones I'll talk about also, but none of the detox symptoms are a sign that your body is breaking down, or a sign that the program is not working, or a sign that there's something you have to worry about. The symptoms are the signs of healing. So when you get a runny nose, when you get a headache, when you get body aches, when you feel sleepy, when you feel like, and there's also emotional detox symptoms, right? Irritability, weepy, angry. You might feel like certain repressed emotions or situations you had thought were gone and you've processed and they're bubbling up again. All of this can happen. I want you to sit with all of this. And I want you to, as uncomfortable as some of the symptoms might be, do not take any over-the-counter medication to suppress the symptoms, because a symptom coming up is a toxin being removed from your body. Your body is a detox machine. The liver, your kidneys, your lymphatic system, your skin, these are all your built-in detox organs. So you're built with a deep cleaning system that is always flushing things out of your body. We always just misinterpret the signal as illness. So anytime you've had the flu, for example, right? Anytime you've had a cold or a flu, that was nothing more than your body automatically feeling like, right, there's a little bit more toxicity in here than we'd like. Oh, there's a little bit more germs in here than we'd like. Oh, there's a little virus in there that we don't like. How do we get rid of it? Runny nose, headaches, coughing, body aches. The symptoms are the cure. So when people say like, well, you know, what do you do when you have a cold and a flu? The cold and the flu are the cure. You have cold and flu symptoms because that's your body's built-in cleaning system activated to get rid of the toxins, the viruses, the pathogens, the bacteria, and it does this periodically. So what we're going to do is we're going to initiate intentionally, purposely, this cleansing machine. We're going to say, right, we know that right now, maybe there's nothing, I'm walking around, I'm feeling okay, I don't feel sick, but we're going to intentionally turn on cleaning mode. And we're going to do that by stopping the intake of all the inflammatory foods. So as long as your body was taking in coffee, bread, cheese, all of these things, it gets backlogged. Like I said, liver gets backlogged, and it might not be cleaning as efficiently as it should. There's just too much. Like what's coming in is faster than what the body can release. So when we stop it, the liver can finally kickstart and start to get rid of the backed up toxicity. So when it releases all of this backed up toxicity into your body, it sort of floats around your bloodstream for a while, and then the body flushes it out. So it's not instant. It's not like you say, right, leave the liver, leave the body. It leaves the liver, circulates a bit, then it leaves your body. And it's in this in-between phase that you will feel the symptoms. And like I said, they can be very mild, meaning it's just a little bit of a headache, maybe a little bit sleepy, maybe a little bit tired. Those are the really mild ones. The more extreme ones can be nausea, can be vomiting, can be as if you literally have the flu. You might get a fever, you might get a headache, you might get coughs, like everything that you would get when you get, quote unquote, the flu. None of those, and I mean none of those, are reason for you to worry. The body never breaks down. The body is working. When the body has a high fever, when the body has body aches, when the body has a runny nose, when the body has a cough, that's the body working. It's got all the machinery, focused and like get everything out. We're removing everything from the body. It is at no point in time has that ever been a sign of weakness or sign of the body breaking down. And this is one of those reframes, really important reframes that everybody needs to understand, because it completely changes how we see sickness. There's no such thing as sickness. There's healing, and there are the symptoms of healing. Having said that, we don't have to be tortured through this process, right? So in your emails, I've asked you to get lavender oil, peppermint oil, along with, coconut oil or some other oil, because like I said, if you go and take an over-the-counter medication, if you get a headache, and in the past, your usual, I have a headache, what am I going to do? I'm going to pop a Tylenol, I'm going to pop a Panadol, or if you have a flu, you go and take some medications. What that does is the medication suppresses all of those symptoms back down inside. It stops the cleaning process. It reverses the cleaning process. Instead of everything coming out, everything stays inside. And we don't want anything to stay inside anymore. We want it all to come out. And that's why you might, if you're somebody who's prone to getting ill frequently, that might be one of the reasons, because every time your body's trying to flush itself and trying to clean itself, you take all of this medication and it pushes it back down again, which means it has to come back out again at another time. So what we're doing now is giving it an opportunity finally to release everything that's inside. So no over-the-counter medications. Use your lavender and peppermint essential oils. You mix a few drops of each oil in the palm of your hand and mix it with some coconut oil. Don't apply the essential oils directly on your skin. They need what's called a carrier oil, which can be coconut oil, can be almond oil, can be jojoba oil. Those are called carrier oils because they actually carry the essential oils into deep underneath your skin and straight into your cells. These are your natural painkillers, natural relievers. And because they're natural, you can use them as much as you want. So let's say you wake up with a really bad headache, you make the mix, you apply it, massage it all into your forehead, back of your neck, and like a couple of hours later, the headache comes back, you need to do it again, do it again. So you can keep using it over and over and over again because essential oils are recognized by your body because they're botanicals, they come from nature, and they're the most intense form of medicine from nature, along with tinctures. The body recognizes them. They go into your cells faster than any other medicine goes into your cells. So use them as much as you need. Rest. I really recommend this weekend, if you have any plans, cancel them. Focus on you. This is your time. You're not missing anything by not going out this weekend. You know, we've all gone out. We've all done all the things that we need to do. If you take some time off to prioritize your health and your healing, this is then what you need to do. Stay home, rest, sit on the couch, watch Netflix, whatever it is you need to do. If it's really uncomfortable, to have it pass for you as smoothly as possible. And I will be available this weekend. I'm typically off on weekends, but this weekend I will be available in case somebody feels that there's an emergency or you panic. I'm reminding you there's no reason to panic, but if you do need some comfort, then please do reach out to me this weekend. I will be here for that specifically. So mild symptoms, mid symptoms, extreme symptoms, typically they'll last anywhere from 3 days to 7 days. That's the maximum that I've seen them last. The other major symptom you might feel, which is not a withdrawal symptom, but it is going to be a result of consuming lots and lots of fruits and vegetables, is bloating. So a lot of people think, most people think, that if you eat broccoli, for example, or you have garlic or you have onions and they irritate your colon or they make you really bloated, then the problem is the broccoli or the garlic or the onion. And so you remove it, you feel better, and you're like, oh, right, so I just can't handle broccoli, I can't handle raw garlic, I can't handle onions. So you never eat them again. But here's what you have to know about these vegetables. Again, major reframe. When you eat broccoli or cabbage or cauliflower, or sometimes for people, even an apple can do it, especially if you have IBS. Or you have garlic or onion, like whatever it is for you that causes you digestive discomfort, it's not because the fruit or the vegetable is inherently flawed. When you're carrying a lot of pathogens and toxicity in your digestive system and backed up bacteria, especially if you're somebody who's constipated, you're carrying a lot of backed up bacteria, right? So we have all these pathogens and toxins and bacteria and viruses inside. Everybody has to varying degrees. The more you have, though, the more you're going to feel discomfort from these fruits and vegetables. And the reason for that is these fruits and vegetables, we call them gut scrubbers. So the onion and the garlic and the broccoli and the cabbage, they're going to go in your stomach. And they're going to attach themselves to whatever they see on the way. Bacteria, pathogens, backed up toxicity, whatever they see is in there, they're going to attach themselves to it. And they're going to, like a broom, they're going to go through your system, taking these pathogens and toxins out with them. You feel this process as bloating and gas and discomfort. It's not that these vegetables are creating the symptom. They are going in and they're healing a pre-existing problem. You just feel that, we call it die off, as these pathogens and toxins are dying off, as they're being killed and moved out of the way by these vegetables, we call it die off. You feel that process as bloating and gas. Pre-detox, you stopped eating these vegetables. In the detox and moving forward with your life, you now know that these vegetables are helping you. And the reason why you can eat maybe potatoes, maybe meat, bread, and the other foods that don't cause bloating for you, like whatever you're eating because you know that this makes me feel good, it's because those foods aren't healing. So if you eat broccoli and you get bloated and your colon gets irritated, okay, but then you go and have a cheese sandwich and you're fine, the reason for that is not because there's a problem with broccoli and the cheese sandwich is okay. It's because the cheese sandwich doesn't heal. It goes in and it feeds all the pathogens and the toxins. So they're happy. They're not dying off. It feeds them. And as long as they're happy in there, you don't feel any kind of side effects. You don't feel anything happening. But as soon as you put in a fruit or vegetable that's going to kill them, that's when you feel the discomfort. So again, we don't have to suffer through this. If the bloating is mild, so if you feel like you know it's bloating, right? And then you understand why, you're just going to sit through it and you're going to see how long it's going to take you. It could take you a week, it could take you 2. If the bloating can get very severe depending on the level of toxicity in your digestive system. So if it's where it's incredibly uncomfortable, then when you get to the point where we're eating all the broccoli and the asparagus and all of those vegetables, turn them into a soup. Roast them, boil them, do whatever it is you want to do with them. But instead of eating them whole, we're going to, remember I told you your digestive system is already a juicer. It's already a blender. Anything you put in there, it's going to juice and it's going to blend and just going to eliminate what's not needed. So if you feel yourself becoming incredibly bloated, which is a healing effect, it's not, oh my God, my system can't handle it effect. If you find that that's you, because you won't know until a few days in, from Sunday onwards, actually, then I recommend that you turn them into a soup. Have them pre-digested so that there's less work for your digestive system to do, and then keep me posted. So if you see that that's something that happens to you, then this is something I need you to reach out and let me know. All right? Questions. Let me see. So maybe you have to have a show. Oh, thought about it many times. Can we get a massage if we feel tired to have it? Of course, any self-care. If a massage helps, taking a bath helps, taking a nap helps, anything. How long will last the symptoms? Like I said, the average has been 3 to 7 in terms of, if we're talking fatigue, headaches, sleepiness, irritability, the bloating, that might last longer. Rebecca, the essential oils absolutely helped me during my last few days. Yeah, they're brilliant. Can you explain a little bit more about Candida overgrowth? So Candida overgrowth, that's when we're talking about bacteria, pathogens. So we all have Candida already pre-existing in our digestive system, right? Already. It's one of those, it's a good bacteria that we have to have. The problem happens is when your gut is overfed with the inflammatory foods. So the wheat, the dairy, the cheese, the junk, the sodas, the caffeine, the medications, all of these overfeed the Candida, which is a good thing that we need to have, and it overgrows. So that's all that Candida is. So whatever it is you're going to be doing on this program, following this meal plan, you're going to be starving. There's going to be a Candida die-off. That might take time, depending on if you have Candida and how long you've had it. That might take time for that to finally clear out. The fruits do not feed Candida, in case you're wondering. Absolutely not. Candida feeds on wheat, dairy, sugar, processed foods, industrialized foods, corn oil, sunflower oil, junk, sodas. Those are all the things that cause Candida overgrowth. Yes, oops, I'm currently, Yasmin, having aches on the sides of my lower back. So if you started already, what you might also feel is if you put your hands on your waist like this and see where your thumbs hit on the back of your waist, is that where you're feeling it? Those are your kidneys. And your kidneys are also massive filtration organs. So you might feel a little bit sore. You might feel lower back pain. That again is nothing to worry about. It means we have triggered the kidneys to function more optimally and they're pushing things out and getting rid of stuff. So you might feel that. Something to help with that would be an Epsom salt bath, or I asked you to get the magnesium oil spray. that works fantastic for any, actually, also if you have any kind of aches and pains or joint pain. Just take the magnesium oil spray and massage it into the back of your back where your kidneys are and onto any area that's feeling sore. Stephanie, I like the lymphatic massage to help as well. Yes, lymphatic massages, the massages that sort of relax you, any of those massages will help. Rania, can I decrease the quantity of food? It's a lot for me. So the quantity of the food is a dose. It's like a medicinal dose. In order for you to get the results, you want to be eating this quantity of food. So here's my recommendation if you feel like it's too, I mean, also, when you say it's too much for you because you're used to eating, you know that you should be eating less, because I mean, we've all come from a dieting mentality, right? Where like eating less is better. You don't eat too much. So if it's coming from that perspective, then we sort of need to retrain your perspective on that a little bit. If it's actually you sit down and eat and you need to eat slowly, so give yourself between 20 and 30 minutes to eat super slowly. If after the 20, 30 minutes, you haven't finished the food, then yeah, you just stop when you're full. That's it. Don't force yourself to eat anymore. But the idea of this looks too much and I shouldn't be eating too much, that's something we need to change, because it's not about quantity, it's about quality. And what you're eating is incredibly high quality food. We don't count calories here, because when you're eating straight from nature, when you're eating fruits and vegetables, as your body readjusts to eating this way, you're going to find that you won't be eating as much as you think you're going to be eating. It won't feel as much, and your cravings are going to go away. And there's only so much fruits and vegetables that you could eat anyway, because the body has a very natural saturation point when it comes with these foods, because there's no waste. They go straight to fill your cells, and once that job is done, they're fulfilled. So give yourself a chance with everything, right? Give yourself a chance to go through the process, and that means going through the quantity of food. Make sure you give yourself enough time to eat it. Like, don't gobble it down in 10 minutes, 20 to 30 minutes at least, even for the smoothie, and then see how you feel. Habib, is the apple in the smoothie green apple or any kind? They're just a difference in taste. Green apples are a little bit more bitter, so I would prefer, I mean, it's up to you, but you can use either one depending on the taste. Also with the lemon and celery, I work out right after. Yes, perfect. So if you're somebody who works out in the morning, you can do lemon and celery, go work out and have the smoothie after. That's it, because the lemon and celery they're not breakfast. They're not a meal. So they're easy. They're not something that your body has to be working out and digesting at the same time. No, that's not what it does with lemon and celery. So do that, work out, have your smoothie. Hiba, if I can't find one of the ingredients in any recipe, is it okay to remove it? Yes. I also have a list of substitutions in the eating schedule, so that if there's something you can't find, substitute for it first. You also can't find the substitute, just omit it. No big deal. Stephanie, I stopped coffee for 2 days and was feeling very sluggish, like I am not awake. So today I took 1 coffee and felt I'm awake again. Will I be able to feel awake without coffee at some point? Yes, 100%. Coffee is a drug, okay? And that's what happens with drugs. Like, there's a temporary waking up with coffee. There's a temporary external trigger. The reason you felt sluggish is not because your system can't function without coffee. The reason you felt sluggish, that's a detox withdrawal. That's what I'm talking about. That's going to happen in the next few days. You will feel sluggish. That is a detox withdrawal. You are withdrawing from a drug. So we just need to get it out of your system completely. And typically with any addiction, because coffee is an addiction, right? Sugar is an addiction. So if you're eating sugar, dairy is also full of sugar. It's also a type of addiction. Anything made from wheat turns into sugars. That's also an addiction. So any addiction typically takes 5 days for the biochemical addiction to leave your body. So whatever physical addiction there is to coffee, to sugar, to bread, to cheese, to chips, whatever it is, 5 days is how long it takes for you to go without those, for those things to be released from your body and flushed out from your body. Yeah, I would say 7 days to be really, really on the safe side. They're just out, they're done. So after the 7 days, if you are feeling a craving for something, then we have to look at two things. That's when we start to sort of remove all the fluff, right? And we start to really get clear so you can differentiate, is this a physical craving or is this an emotional craving? Because we're going to get to emotional eating in a few weeks, but a lot of what you think is emotional eating is actually a physical craving that stems from a nutrient deficiency. And what we're doing, remember here, we're getting rid of the things that you're addicted to, and we're replenishing the deficiency. So what's going to happen within 5 to 7 days of removing the addiction and replenishing the deficiency is your cravings are going to go away. Craving is just a signal your body gives you when it's missing something, like I'm missing nutrients. You keep giving me bread, cheese, pasta, chips, chocolate. Where are my nutrients? So the body keeps saying, I'm missing something. I'm hungry. And we misinterpret that signal and keep giving the body the wrong thing again. So it keeps giving the signal that it's hungry again. Once you cleared the body of these addictions, you're going to be amazed at how fewer cravings you're going to have. And then because your body's going to be cleared, when you do get a craving, you're going to be able to identify it. Like, did I miss a meal? Did I not eat breakfast? Missing nutrients. Or, oh, this is an emotional one. This is a stress craving. It's not actually a physical craving, because there's the two types. We're going to get to that, but I just want you to keep all of this in mind, that you are getting rid of addictions. All of these foods create biochemical addictions, and that's why you're going to feel sluggish. They're drugs. You're going to feel sluggish. You're going to feel irritable. You're going to have headaches. You might feel nauseous. 100% normal as you are going through a drug withdrawal. Is there a limit for the quantity of dates? Nope. Have as much as you want. Dates are incredibly healing, one of the best foods you could ever consume. Hiba, do I have to take the lemon elixir in the morning as my stomach is very sensitive and lemon causes pain? Okay, another great example of the problem is an inherent problem. The lemon is just showcasing the problem. So the lemon is not the problem. The lemon is not causing the problem. If any of you have digestive issues or acid reflux and you drink lemon and it gets worse, it's because acid reflux and the toxins and the pathogens in your body are being cleared by the lemon. The lemon goes in, after you eat a lemon, it's 100% alkaline as soon as it goes in your mouth. So it's not creating the acidity, it's not creating the problem. So if it is incredibly uncomfortable, what I would do is start with a smaller quantity, Hiba. So instead of having the 500 milliliters, I would just do 200 or 250 milliliters tomorrow. Keeping in mind that the lemon is healing. You didn't get a digestive issue. Nobody gets acid reflux from lemons. They go in and clear. They're part of the gut scrubbing team. Yasmin, I noticed that my water intake decreased throughout the day ever since I started clean eating. Is it because the veggies and fruits are hydrating me? 100%. Remember, we talked about how fruits and vegetables have a very special kind of hydration because it's filled with live enzymes and live vitamins and live minerals that go straight to your cells. So you could actually, all of you find that you don't need to drink as much water because you're being hydrated with an even higher level type of hydration. Yes. Dina, any specific type of dates? Anything that you can find, because I know that it's not always easy to find different types of dates. Majdul are the tastiest. They're the softest. They go with the apples great when you're having that snack, but anything will go. Hiba, can you use Himalayan sea salt instead of sea salt? Yes. Dina, pineapple okay? No restrictions on any fruits or any vegetables. Pineapples are okay. If you find fresh mangoes, they're okay. Grapes are okay. When they're in season, watermelon, any fruit that any doctor has ever told you to stay away from, they're all the most healing fruits ever. Like we said, doctors just don't know nutrition. There's no such thing as restricting a single fruit or a single vegetable. They're all good. The only reason we don't have potatoes on there is because you're not going to eat anything but potatoes if I tell you go and eat potatoes. So potatoes are in, sweet potatoes are in, pineapple is in, grapes are in, watermelons are in, every single fruit and vegetable is in. When and how do we use magnesium oil? So magnesium oil, if you are feeling aches and like if you're starting to go through the process and you start to feel aches and pains, use the magnesium oil, rub it on whichever part of your body is achy, just massage it in. If you are having trouble sleeping, take the magnesium oil and spray on the bottoms of your feet, massage it in before you go to sleep. If you're having the kidney pain, like I said, massage it into the backs, the right here where your kidneys are. If you're constipated, because magnesium is called the master mineral, and it's also called the relaxation mineral. So that's why it helps you go to sleep, it helps relax tense muscles. If you're also constipated, then before you sleep, also at night, massage it into your abdominal area. And you can't use too much of it, but if you do feel a tingling when you apply it, the tingling or the intensity or how long the tingling lasts is reflective of how deficient in magnesium you are. So if you apply it and you feel an instant tingling and it stays for a bit, that means you're quite deficient in magnesium. If you apply it and you don't feel anything, also deficient in magnesium. The tingling will continue to decrease as you continue to use it because your body will be filling up on magnesium and refreshing and replenishing that deficiency. So don't let the tingling worry you, nothing to worry about at all. The other reason or the other way you might discover that you might be applying it too much because it is the relaxation mineral. If you don't have constipation and you overuse magnesium oil, you're going to end up with diarrhea. So that's how you would know if you're using it too much or too little. Shadeen, is the detox clean eating suitable for cancer patients? 100%. Cancer patients need to do all fruit, all raw. That's how you regenerate cancerous cells. Also, are they pregnant friendly? I always am very cautious with pregnant women and breastfeeding ladies. I would do clean eating only, not the deep detox. You don't want the body to go into, because clean eating, you still have the whole grains, lentils, hummus, you still have the animal protein. So it's not a deep detox at all. I would caution against the deep detox with pregnant ladies because of the release of toxicity into the blood. You don't want that to go into the baby. So clean eating only for the mothers, pregnant mothers, breastfeeding mothers. Nobody needs bread and cheese and junk and sodas and additives. Nobody needs those. So yes, clean eating is great for them. Heard celery isn't, no, celery's fine. Celery's fine. It's all, you just don't want to take them into a deep detox. That's where things can get problematic. Yasmin, I'm sorry I missed 2 sessions and I haven't seen them again. From where do I get the magnesium oil? I've linked it in your resources. Blessed Botanicals on Instagram has the magnesium oil, as does Black Lotus. And I believe Erige Aromatherapy, if I've seen correctly, they might have added it also. Those are your sources. Karen, in the green goddess salad, 4 cups mixed greens. No, mixed greens as in mixed salad greens. So you can mix lettuce, spinach, arugula, like any mixed, not vegetables, salad greens. If you want to add broccoli and beans, by all means, but the 4 cups mixed greens is referring to salad greens. Can we eat pomegranate sometimes instead of apples for a snack? So any other fruit you want to add is 100% okay, but don't remove the core ingredients of the program. So if the snack is apples and dates, have the apples and dates. If you still want to have pomegranates after, by all means have the pomegranates, but don't have the pomegranates or pineapple instead of the apple and date snack that's in the plan. Does magnesium oil regulate cortisol? So magnesium does, yes. So one of the reasons we see high blood pressure, one of the reasons we see issues with adrenal fatigue is a magnesium deficiency. So that would be one way to regulate it. You also have to regulate it by removing the things that raise cortisol. Remember, you have to do 2 things. You have to remove the problem and then add in the solution, remove the toxicity and replenish the deficiency. So magnesium supplements and magnesium oil are one way that we help to bring down cortisol levels, along with removing what is causing the cortisol to be high to start with. You can't do one without the other, but it does relax. So if you need it to sleep at night, 100%. If you need it to relax your muscles, 100%, it will do that, even if you're not doing the other things. But in terms of long-term regulation of cortisol, you need to be doing the two things. Sandra, go ahead.
Hi, Dana.
Hello.
I have a quick question. So the first 3 days, the clean eating, because I did this before, and I tend to be lazy with the cooking. So what I do is usually I just have a baked salad, and just the potatoes. And like you said, I lean more towards the sweet potatoes and the potatoes,
Yeah.
and that's it. That's what I've been doing for the last few months. And occasionally I will have the broccoli and all this. And I know after the first 3 days, I will have to reintroduce them again. But my question is regarding the first 3 days. Can I do
What I
that?
would do, because that's still kind of going into the detox really intensely, really quickly. So I would add to those either a piece of fish or any kind of animal protein, one portion, or add to those lentils or chickpeas or something like that, just so that it's not a deep detox from day one.
Okay.
Okay.
But is it okay, like with nutrition wise, like after the
yeah.
program, is it just to stick to that?
100%. The way that you're going to figure out your blueprint, all of you, like if is this okay or is this is your symptoms. So if you decide that, you know, I love eating mostly all salads and very little animal protein, like Sandra says, I like to have the salad with potatoes every day, and you're wondering, is that okay? The answer to that is, are you okay? So
No, I eat animal protein. The problem is I don't add, I'm afraid of not adding enough vegetables to my diet. That's my problem.
Okay, again, the answer to that is, how are you feeling? Are you symptom free? Do you sleep nice and deeply? Do you wake up with energy? How's your skin? How's your period? How's the cycle? How is the flow? How is the pain? If you have pre-existing conditions, are the symptoms coming up? Are they flaring up again? That's how you're going, each one of you is going to create that blueprint, right? Is right, here's how here's what feels good for me, like intuitively, as I go through this process. And when we get to mindful eating, you'll understand this a little bit more. Like intuitively, I feel like I just want to eat lots of fruits. I want to have a salad for lunch, and I'm good with having cooked vegetables and a piece of fish for dinner. I think this really feels good for me. And then you wonder, well, but I wonder if that's okay. The answer is, does eating like this keep you symptom free? Do you because you're going to go through a process where you're going to feel worse the next few days, and then you're going to feel better. When you finally start to feel better, and if you have a pre-existing condition, the symptoms of your pre-existing condition start to reverse themselves. And for some of you, that could take a few months depending on the condition. And if getting off your medication is a goal, and you finally get off your medication and you're eating this way and you feel amazing, that's your answer. It's when things start to get shaky that you have to think, okay, right, maybe I need to tweak something. Maybe I need to remove something. Maybe I need to add something. Maybe it's my sleeping. Maybe it's my stress. You're going to get really attuned to your body as you go through this process. So there is no wrong or right answer, because everybody's a little bit different here. I know that I can go for weeks without animal protein without it affecting anything. And everybody has sort of their standard of what a perfectly functioning day is for them, right? So for me, it means I get up, I work out, I come back, I make my juices, I work, I write, I prepare things, I do another little workout, I do some housework. Like, am I able to do all of those things or not? When I find that I'm not, is when I have to reevaluate. Okay, maybe, oh yeah, you know what? Yesterday, I actually didn't have my smoothie on time. I woke up and I just wanted to run to the gym, so I skipped it. So I went for 5 or 6 hours without anything. Okay, well, that's going to create a deficit. Or if my night sweats come back, typically that's because, ooh, the steak looks really good today. I'm going to have a piece of steak. And the next day I'm like, ooh, the steak looks really good. I'm going to have another piece of steak. And I know that my body can't handle too much animal protein. As soon as I eat too much animal, especially beef, I get a night sweat. So each one of you is going to be a little bit different in tweaking her blueprint. So if you feel good, Sandra, and there are no symptoms, and you can do everything you need to do every single day, you're fulfilling your joy in life and fulfilling your role in life, then it's working for you.
Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome. Anybody else, ladies? Hiba, is it fine to prepare the celery juice, the smoothie, the lunch and dinner from the day before? 100%. You need to do whatever you need to do to make it work. The only thing I want to say is that when you're making the juices and the smoothies, make sure they're in airtight jars and make sure you put them inside your fridge, not in the door, because the door is the least cooling part of the refrigerator. And you want to keep them as cool and as fresh as possible to retain all of their nutrients for the next day. But 100%, you can prepare everything the night before.
For the berry smoothie,
Yeah.
the ingredients are very, very yummy. Could I chop them up and eat them as a fruit salad instead of blending them?
The reason we blend, remember, is to give the digestive system a rest. Remember, everybody's system here, everybody's liver here is overburdened. By pre-blending, by juicing, we're just removing one more thing that your system has to do. So then all it has to do with the juices and the smoothie is it just absorbs. So it just absorbs all the goodness without having to do any of the work. But in theory, can you wake up and have a big bowl of fruits? Instead, a fruit salad, I do this all the time now, 100%. You will also, because this is something you'll be doing for a very long time, you will get bored of having smoothies, I promise. So at some point, you're gonna have to have a different smoothie. You're gonna want to have a bowl of fruits. You might want to have just a few single fruits, the same fruits in the morning. It's all going to work. But what we're doing now is just creating this initial foundation where you have a solid understanding of how healing works. And then from that foundation, you can experiment and create your own way of doing it.
And what about the fiber? Like, for example, if we talk about the celery, if I have leftover fiber, so it's not recommended that I have it in that first part of the day, right? For the very reason that you just mentioned.
No, say that again. Are you juicing your celery or blending it?
Well, I tried. I couldn't really find. There was a missing part in my blender, so I used the kabba, which was awful. But anyhow,
Okay.
if I have if I have a lot of fiber after the straining,
Yeah.
so what
fine.
you said basically,
That's fine.
We can have that.
Yeah. It's not it's fiber, right? It's fiber from a fruit. It's not going to hurt you. Like it's just going to come out at the other end. Your body's just going to squeeze it out in all cases. So don't worry about it.
Okay, thanks.
You're welcome. Sanat, wishing you all good luck tomorrow. I'm excited to start. I know, right? It's so exciting. Does the timing of the meals have to be exact? Reem, I don't know if you're here from the beginning of this call. They have to be very close to the suggestions that I've made. If you missed the beginning of that, please go and listen because I talk about the body's sleep and wake cycles, and these are really important to follow. And I went into that in detail. So please go back and listen to the beginning of the call. I had read that adding electrolytes to water is good. Unnecessary. There's so many unnecessary things, like they just complicate. Like people are eating crap and they're telling you, go and add electrolytes to your water. Let's just deal with the crap part first, right? Not that you're eating crap, Shadeen, but we don't need to worry like adding electrolytes or what did I see? Like my clients are always sending me funny things they see on TikTok. Like, don't blend a banana in your smoothie. Like, do we really think this is where our health is stuck at? Because people are blending a banana in their smoothie, and this is like the advice being given anywhere. Whatever you do, don't blend a banana. No, we're sticking, and what we're doing here is really just adhering to basics, which is food. basics in food. We're going to talk about supplements in a couple of weeks, but even with supplements, there's a whole world out there that makes you believe that if you're not taking all of these supplements, you're going to be sick or you need them to be better. Yes and no, but like, what have you done first before adding in all of these supplements, before you take the electrolytes in your water, you know, before you go and take that moringa, you know, before you go and worry about if your banana is being blended in your smoothie or not? Have you done the basics? The answer for 99.9% of people is no. So we're sticking with the basics and the things that are sustainable. And what's sustainable is fruits and vegetables that you can buy at the supermarket. It's not sustainable to depend on things that are what I call extras and that you have to maybe go out of your way to get, and which might not even be natural at the end of the day. 99% of supplements are not natural. They're more synthetic and do more harm than good. So focus on the basics, focus on what is available in its whole form, in its natural form, in its basic form. This is what's going to heal your body. No, agree. That's why I'm asking. We can't tell. There's just overload of info, like all these things and all these tricks and all these things. Basics, fruits, vegetables, good clean protein, nuts, seeds, done. Like, how did they used to eat a long time ago? That's it. Can I add or substitute mushrooms in any recipe? 100%. You actually are going to have mushrooms that are going to be in your meals almost every day, starting Sunday. If you want to add them from now, of course, mushrooms are very, very healing. All right, ladies, let's do it. If you have anything missing that you need for tomorrow, order it, call for delivery, get it in, get it ready. You have got this. You've prepared for 4 days. Even if you think you're behind, you're exactly where you need to be. You are not behind. I'm just reminding you, right? Everybody works at a different pace. Everybody prepared for this in their own way, coming from very different backgrounds in terms of their habits, in terms of how quick they are in the kitchen, in terms of their knowledge of nutrition, in terms of how much time they have to read the material. Don't compare where you are in terms of preparation, in terms of understanding to anybody else in here. We don't compare, we only support each other, and everybody is exactly where they should be. And tomorrow morning, you're all, God willing, going to wake up, have your lemon water, have your celery juice, have your smoothie, and have the most amazing first day of the rest of your lives. All right, ladies? I can't wait to talk to you all tomorrow to hear about your first day. Keep posting in the group. Show us pictures of your morning smoothies, of your celery, of your salads, of your meals, of your preps. Keep that energy up. And I will see you all here tomorrow again. Same time, same place. Good night, ladies.
Bye.